In fantasy, I'm down by 5 against Sal, and I have New England defense left.
That's guaranteed. Well, they're playing the Jets tomorrow. Darnold might actually be good tomorrow.
Well, I just need to squeeze in 5 points. As long as I get 5 points.
Man, my team is in last place, but we might have the high point total this week. We just got extremely low floor and high ceiling all at once. It's terrible.
Extremely low. Let's take a look. You 152. Wow.
Yeah, I guess Josue still has a lot of players left, but I mean, they're gonna have to get
Because
this.
he has a 9% chance to win.
Yeah, like, man, I think I might get the high point total. Like, it's like we either score 150 points or we score like 65. It's sad. And then I think you got this. What's your percentage? Your percentage is you got a 75% chance. Yeah, New England's projected at 8 points. You got this. We're playing each other in the league that is supposed to be deleted.
Oh yeah.
This is the first time I looked at it in 7 weeks. And then I saw we were playing each other, and I saw I had like 4 guys on bye. So I was like, you know what? I'm actually gonna sign like guys to try to beat your ass this week. And I'm 3-3. Oh man, you have an 87% chance of winning. Yeah.
That was the league, the will be deleted league, where after I drafted, I was like, I got this in the bag. I have a great draft. I got this in the bag, and I'm in 9th place.
Yeah, you're behind, man. Yep. Another week. So, you have a staple food topic?
I do. I actually thought of it like 15 minutes ago.
I saw that hashtag Bernie's back was a thing today because AOC was at his rally. But I don't know if that's
I was watching the rally.
Was it good? Like in the Bernie Twitter bubble, it seemed like it was like a revelatory moment or something.
It was energy. There's a lot of energy, but I guess if you heard his speeches before, it's nothing new. It's kind of stumpy.
Yeah. So what do you think's going to happen? Who do you think's going to get the nomination? And are you a registered Democrat?
I am in California, yes.
Yeah. I guess I do. Do you think I still have time to register as a Democrat so I can actually vote in the primary?
Yes. I think California is really lenient on those registration laws. So I think you have time.
All right. So I'll just register in time to make sure Joe Biden does not get nominated by California. Do you think Joe Biden will get? Do you think he'll get nominated by California? Because California has like a lot of entrenched like establishment Democrats.
I personally don't think so because his numbers keep on falling. So I don't think so.
So Hillary won California.
Yeah.
But did she actually win because maybe she didn't win California and then like our coalition just rigged it just like all the other states, or did she actually win California?
I think she won California by like 15 points. Oh, wait, are you talking about the primary?
Yeah, the primary.
Yeah. I think Bernie won SF County though.
Yeah, because I definitely see way more Bernie stickers than Hillary stickers.
Yeah. I think California has some, you don't have to register that early. Because I remember in like 2016, New York, you had to register like super early, like literally in like October of 2015, and no one knew Bernie Sanders at that time. So it was just like, it was basically screwed him over.
That sucks. He can win New York now, especially with AOC endorsing him. So do you think Warren is probably going to Who do you think's going to win the nomination?
She's leading in the polls, but there's a lot of things that Bernie has, numbers wise, that make him that that help him out too, because he has like most money on hand, most donors, most donations, AOC endorsements. It's kind of difficult to say because technically he has all these things that are helping him, like there are signs of his popularity. He's just not the front runner in the polls.
Yeah,
So it's
like
kind of hard to say.
Trump was bad in the polls, but I mean, saw what happened.
Yeah.
So is Biden still leading?
I think by polling average, he's like this. He's in second place now. I think Warren is the front runner.
Whoa, that's fucking crazy.
She came out of nowhere.
So you don't really like Warren, huh?
Well, I'll say this: I like Warren more than Biden.
Warren's your healthy compromise. But like, so why don't you like Warren? Did you feel like she's just like kind of riding Bernie's coattail and now it's kind of her moment, or what?
Yeah, and she's not as progressive as Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why settle for the knockoff when you can have the real deal?
Yeah. Yeah. What are some things that, if you could name like one or two things that she's not as progressive on for the listeners?
Well, I think for Bernie's wealth tax, he has a really progressive, like every like $12 billion or no, I think every like 12 million or something in the tax bracket, his wealth tax goes up by 1%. So I think starting at 32 million, I think it's at 1%, and after that, it just goes up by 1 percentage point. But for Warren, it's just like a flat. Like if you're in this bracket, it's 2%, and if you're in the next bracket, it's 3%. So his wealth, I like his wealth tax better, and Warren voted for President Trump's defense budget, which Bernie did not.
Mm.
And Bernie is canceling all student debt, while Warren is just canceling some of it.
Wow. I mean, okay. Is that only undergraduate debt, or like, or what if I just? I guess
think it's only undergraduate. I'm not sure if it's grad. I don't know if it's graduate.
that'd be dope. Just get greedy. You can just get greedy and just to go for, like apply to MFA programs because Bernie got elected.
It's like, hold on, let me quickly apply and get it a freaking year so I could get my debt canceled.
Yes. Okay. So what's your topic? Or also, wait, one more thing about Warren. How do you feel about like the idea that she used to be less progressive? Because it seems like you're more the kind of guy that goes after a candidate's prior record.
Yeah, I think she was a Republican until 1997. So
Is that a knock? Do you call it?
Not. That's now I can. Some people have framed that, like apologists have framed that as like, oh, she just evolved, but it's like, same thing with the Hillary Clinton thing in 2016. People were saying like, oh, she evolved. She was against gay marriage in until 2013, and now she's for it. So that's suddenly like a huge plus because she suddenly learned and evolved. But there's another candidate who is always consistent on the issues throughout the decades.
So you don't believe human beings can change, Vincent? What do you have to say to that? You don't believe?
What, checkmate?
Yeah, are you just not optimistic? You don't believe in the fact that we can all change for the better? Is that what it is?
Well,
I guess I guess the cat like it. Part of me is like, hey, people can change their minds on things and like see the light, but usually 1997. So I mean, how old was Warren in 1997? Like 50.
Yeah.
So usually a big change in your own personal politics should happen when you're like 20, not when you're 50. I guess that would be the counter. Like how genuine is it when you're like changing direction when you're that old? This should be maybe something you decided on when you were 20, not 50.
Exactly. You're talking about rock solid principles.
Yeah. I like Ward though.
I think my boss likes her too, and he like tries to give me some zingers on that. I'm just like, God, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's rock hard science behind like changing your mind when you're 20 versus 50. And I mean, there is brain science about like the plasticity of the brain and how like once you're out of your 20s, your brain is kind of set in its own ways. But I don't know. I guess we would just need like a deep confessional memoir from Elizabeth Warren to like truly know.
I mean, I think it's fine if like everyone makes mistakes, or like everyone kind of has that moment where they're like, oh, I'm going to do like, I learned my lesson and I'm going to do this now. But I'd rather take someone who's like fighting for the same thing or consistently fighting for the first XYZ.
Yeah, there's a nobility to that.
Yeah.
But like, man, yeah, I guess there's one side, like from a pragmatic side, who's more electable. It's hard to say. I feel like they both kind of have a lot like high energy behind them. Maybe you can't
Some
really.
BDE.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they both have BDE, and maybe you can't go wrong with either one. I feel like we clearly took the wrong route with Hillary because Bernie had all the BDE in 2016.
I'm taking a word from your what's that? Your from your repertoire, because I know you like to say BDE.
Yeah, an old post. So, what's your topic?
So is this an invitation to go first?
Go first.
Okay. Well, let me pull up my Google Docs. Oh, I don't know how to say this in like a short, like succinct way.
All right, go for it.
I wrote down some gaming or media. No, or wait, actually, let me back that up. I just wrote some franchises just need to slow down or die.
So, you're talking video games or movies?
But I
Media?
used three examples of firstly, it's like video game franchises like Call of Duty, like Madden, and MLB The Show. And then I used like movies, like Marvel movies and Star Wars. And my third example was like phones, like iPhone. We have like the iPhone 11 or like Galaxy S8, and it's just too much.
Yeah, that is a weird thing because I was never under the impression that there needs to be an iPhone release every year. But it's almost like Apple put that expectation upon themselves. Like, oh, I didn't know that smartphones were like a yearly release thing. I thought that was like restricted to other products. I didn't think of the iPhone as like every year there's going to be a new one.
It's like $1,000. I think on some models it's like $1,000. And it's like, damn, that's expensive.
Yeah, because if you think of it like laptops, from Apple, they don't release a new laptop every year. So why do they have to release a new phone every year? Like I don't think there was ever an expectation from like the entire country for them to release a new phone every year, but it's just become a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. There's that expectation where I feel like, oh, we released something last year. I guess we have to do it again this year.
Yeah, it's like the phone is just taken on a higher standing or a higher importance. It's like it's a it's an image thing. It's more of a cosmetic thing as opposed to a functional thing. Like, do I really need a wide angle lens, a telephoto lens, and a normal lens on my phone?
Yeah, the three. Yo, what is that? What's that about? That looks kind of dope, but I'm like, well, what was that?
Well, there's a science behind lens length and lens angle that I probably don't need to explain here, but like basically wide angle lens is you're on the spectrum, you're moving more towards like a fisheye. So there's more distortion and you fit more in the frame. And the background and foreground, it looks like it's farther apart. Normal lens kind of matches the depth perception of your normal eye. And then telephoto lens, there's like compression, so the background seems a little bit closer. Maybe the room is a little more closer, and then like your face is like a little narrower. It's like more flattering. People take portraits in telephoto versus wide angle.
Oh, I never thought there was so much like segmentation and
The thing
yeah.
about the wide angle lens in the iPhone commercial, it doesn't really look like there's much distortion at all. I was a little disappointed. I thought there would be a little more like extremity, like to because you like I like a good wide angle because it makes things a little like artsy to me. It's like always interesting to look at. So video games.
Yeah, video games. I there's like a Call of Duty every year, and I think at one point they had plans of releasing like 3 Call of Duties in a year, with some other Call of Duties like being contracted off to other developers. Let's see, I used Call of Duty because then there's the World War II series, Black Ops series, like Modern Warfare spin-offs, Infinity Warfare. So, and there's also like Battlefield the series, which is not as bad as Call of Duty in terms of like yearly releases.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just and well, here's the part I don't want to like knock on you for because I know you really enjoy these games, but there's countless yearly releases of like NBA 2K or like MLB the Show, just the sports franchise. And yeah,
Yeah. I think I'm okay with 2K, but usually EA Sports and I mean I don't know about MLB the show, but like EA Sports with Madden seems like there's like no effort going into it and it's not worth it. Whereas 2K, at least they're actually animation company that I just learned this recently. They're actually an animation company that doesn't only do video games. So they have like this whole almost like R&D uh, wing that like feeds into the new 2K releases. So there's way more uh, intricacy with how they adjust their animations year to year. And they have like an old football game from 2005 that a lot of people still think is like the best NFL football game. It's really funny.
is it the
Whereas,
ESPN whatever?
yes, and I think people are there's just like hardcore 2K5 truthers. It's like the one with Terrell Owens on the cover. Then they're just like troll online all day, like talking about how 2K5 is still better than the new Madden. It's like every Madden that comes out every year, they're just like all ready to just like jump on it and shit on it. It's like,
I've read about the legendary 2K game. That
yeah, people really there are people that create the rosters every year. So they create entire rosters. They do roster updates and they upload them. And I guess the 2K5 server is still on. So people just like still play 2K5 and they get the new rosters every single year. It's awesome.
that's some dedication.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for the NBA game because I don't play it, but I've played like MLB The Show and Madden and Call of Duty, and just that I guess the yearly releases would be all right if it was like massive upgrades or like super drastic differences. But the graphics engine looks the same. You get your typical roster update and maybe like one or two new features. But I don't think it warrants a new release.
Yeah, EA Sports is pretty bad at that. I feel like whenever if you ever watch like, well, I guess you don't really have cable, but there's always like the Madden championships every year. You ever watch those?
No. Ooh, could you talk
It's
about it?
yeah, it's just like the when you watch the Madden championships, the football looks nothing like, even though Madden's a simulation game, the football looks nothing like simulation because of the way EA Sports does the animations. There's just like always kind of cheesy, spammy ways you like manipulate the game, and then everybody runs this like weird hokey offense, like where it's always yeah, like it's like always spread, and then like with the quarterback, they always like drop back, like they do like like 20-step drop backs and like run around and like sling it all over the place. There's just always ways to like glitch your way to being like the best. It's really annoying.
That reminds me of our late friend Michael Smith. When I would watch him play Madden, yeah, he would do exactly the same thing you described. Like it wasn't just like, oh, let me just do a standard run or like a drop back pass. It'd be like, oh, let me just run this play like 10 plays over and like flick my directional like key like bazillion times so my guy breaks tackles in ungodly ways.
Yeah, it's so glitchy, and it just stays that way every year. I'm sure if you find like some YouTube thing of like Madden championships, you'd see that same offense, and that happened this year too. I just feel
QB
like,
scramble.
yeah, exactly,
QB
yeah,
scramble for like 30, like 40 yards, like you run towards your own end zone and then make like a 70-yard throw.
yeah. Like it's just yeah. I feel like NBA 2K. It feels like if you, I usually always lose to my brother because it feels like actual basketball strategy. I don't know. That's just me. What about the movies?
Movies? Okay. This is controversial. This is the controversial one because you're a film. Um, you've got that film knowledge.
Okay. Well, what
Get
is it?
I'm gonna get a big spanking. I can sense it. Well, okay. I'm gonna preface this by saying all those things that I mentioned. The phones and the games and now movies. I can I can understand why companies would do it as long as it's profitable. They're going to keep doing it. But anyway, moving on to like movies. I wrote Marvel movies because they release at least one every year, generally in the summer, and Star Wars because I think Disney had planned to make one every year. And it's just too much. It's like what I think I think it's going to be there's going to be fan fatigue and too much saturation and how long can a company keep this up for? But it looks like it's not going to end because it's very popular.
So, Vincent.
Yes.
So you are you expecting me to defend Marvel movies?
No, but I'm feeling that I'm about to get enlightened in this matter, educated in this matter.
No, I just agree with you though. I don't really. It's funny because people go to these events and they like, oh, I remember hearing people talk about going to the final Avengers movie and how they made this whole ordeal and they like snuck in like Wingstop to like really just like fully enjoy the whole like 3 hour Marvel showcase.
Wait, Wingstop?
And they were just jamming on Wingstop for 3 hours watching this
Love
movie. And
Wingstop.
it's like it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sad to me. I don't like Marvel movies, and it seems like you don't really like me either. It's kind of sad that those have kind of become the event movies, uh, because they just have like they have their formula. They know exactly how to do it, and they know exactly what beats to hit, and they know exactly how to like pass the ball around to the different people in their cast, and they have their moments, and it's just hard to not watch those movies cynically because they just kind of know how to. They kind of figured out exactly the right balance of like making it fun, making it like quirky, but like not too quirky because so that everybody can understand it, and then also like making like subtle references to like Marvel lore that are just really just winks at the camera to like make the audience feel good about themselves. Like, oh, I understood that reference, and like pat themselves on the back when that's not really what going to the movies is about.
I totally agree, and maybe I'm repeating what you've said, but I'm not a Marvel fan either. Well, no, I wouldn't say I'm not a. I just don't follow it, so I'm not invested heavily in the stories. So for me, when I look at those movies, there's that formula that you mentioned that's just so clear. Like there's just enough action to engage the audience, enough comedy so people laugh. But the show isn't super. It's not like too goofy where people are turned off, and it's just like they've got that summer action movie framework figured out.
Yeah, and I think the worst part is they leave the whole Easter egg thing. I just hate the Easter egg culture.
Oh, you
Like
mean at the end of the like after the credits?
or even after the credits, but also during the movie when like like they always leave something in they're always like every 15-30 minutes or so. Like let's say like I knew more about the movies than you do, and I like take you to a Marvel movie, and then they leave like an Easter egg like 30 minutes in the movie, and then I lean over and like whisper, "Oh, that's a reference to when Thanos did." It just makes it just is. It's kind of like the only purpose of that is to make me feel good about myself. Like just kind of like it's just like a way for me to like get a big Marvel boner and like explain something to you and like feed my ego. Like, oh yeah, yeah.
My knowledge of the lore.
I know. When like really knowledge of the Marvel lore is not that valuable of a thing to know about. I feel like they were just overvaluing certain things about movies right now and undervaluing the actual craft of like emotional storytelling. It's just really sad.
There we go. We got the film student in you to come out critique these. You should definitely do a critique.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I always watch them because I don't go to the movies usually to watch them unless somebody asks me to go. But uh, like I knew I was gonna watch the last Avengers, but I knew I was just gonna wait, and then I watched it on the airplane. But um, yeah, I always watch them because I'm just curious to see why. And like, yeah, they totally figured out the formula. They know like exactly how to get like a 75% or higher on Rotten Tomatoes like every single time. It's just kind of like gross.
What's your mindset when you come watch a movie? Do you like let's just pretend like a Marvel movie. Do you come in with the mindset of like, let me just immerse myself in the lore and be like a regular moviegoer, or do you come in with the mindset of like, okay, this is the technical aspect, this works, this doesn't work? Like, what is it?
I think when I watch a Marvel movie, it's usually when I just want to like chill out and shut my brain off and like have a good laugh, um, see some like kind of cool action, and I think that's it. I mean, I don't. I mean, there are always things about the craft that will bug me. I just no, just based on like, unless it's unless it's like a highly stylized vision. Like I think Thor Ragnarok had like a highly stylized vision, but like they also used the same formulas to like get humor out of people. It's always like, oh, let's randomly like grab Jeff Goldblum and have him be funny and just like throw him in there. And it's kind of gross. Like, man, Jeff Goldblum had to like act in front of a green screen for like a whole day and just kind of be silly. And he probably got paid like millions and millions of dollars for that. But I'm usually just there for a laugh action and like maybe like, oh, I have to like work on something, and then I just kind of have it on in the background.
And then, as someone who wants to be entertained,
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's kind of like, oh, I don't have to work, you know, I don't have to work for this movie. I just kind of get to, yeah, relax, see some cool action, and laugh. I don't know what else.
well, that's basically staple foods.
Yeah. I feel like there's one more thing on my mind, but we can probably cut it out if I can't think of it.
I'm curious. Now you got to say it. Now you got to dig deep, find it.
Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's just that it's always, well, it goes with the Easter egg thing that they're like the movies are always trying to, it's kind of the movies make the assumption that audiences in 2019 have a really low attention span, which is probably true. So it's like, oh, we're gonna throw in an Easter egg here, and then we're gonna add some dramatic music here, and then we're gonna like, and they always like employ the camera movement that makes like every mundane dialogue scene where they're like explaining the plot to you. They always like employ this camera movement to make it seem really important. And they're gonna like, oh, slowly zoom in on everybody's face every single time, or like slow,
Yeah.
like slowly like drift the camera from right to left as people are talking, like so it feels like you're in some like mission control room or whatever. So there's always ways with the cutting technique and the camera movement technique to kind of add extra gravity to every single moment to make everybody always feel like the attention is like pulling them back in and like away from their like phone or whatever.
I wonder if there's a Hollywood guide or a filmmaking guide where it's like, oh, in the first 5 minutes you talk about the background, and within 30 minutes you have to establish character development, and 1 hour in rising action, and 2 hours in climax. Like, kind of like what you said, like at this point you have to start doing some things to fit the framework.
Yeah, there is. I definitely have read like old excerpts from stuff like that because a lot of that stuff was written when TVs were introduced, and so when people started watching more TV on smaller screens and in like less restrictive environments than a theater, you had to factor in how to like maintain the viewer's attention. And a lot of it was like you use a lot of close-ups because the TV screen's small, and the close-up works better on the TV screen versus the movie screen. The movie screen like kind of serves better for like landscapes and wide shots, but like now like that kind of TV close-up heavy usage is kind of now in movies a lot. You use a lot of camera movement, like to like every time you kind of punch in on a person talking, it always makes it seem like whatever they're saying is more important than what it is. And there's like a whole manual there is like a list of questions that I've read that were like given to old like TV filmmakers back in the day, and it was like all those things like, is there a camera movement, is there this, is there that, are you cutting fast enough, it's like this whole list of things. It's pretty interesting.
Like, emotional monologues coming, cut the music and slowly zoom in on the person's face.
Yeah, exactly. And Marvel, I mean, if you think of it, Marvel movies, they are kind of a studio turning film into TV, because every Marvel movie is made to set up the next one, and there's always a sequence at the end of the credits to refer to another story, and so it has a lot. It deploys a lot of the same TV attention grabbing techniques. So in a way, Marvel has kind of turned movies into TV, and there's not really as much appreciation. Though once in a while, there's like maybe once a year they have a movie that just kind of is like a standalone work.
Yeah, it kind of, to your point, it kind of feels like if you've seen one Marvel movie in terms of like the technical aspects of it, it's like you've kind of seen them all, because it's kind of really similar framework, structure wise and stuff like that.
Yeah, even Black Panther, I heard so many good things about it, and I was like, all right, I'm ready. And did you see Black Panther?
No, but you can spoil it. It's okay.
Well, it's like, the filmmaker who made Black Panther previously made like Fruitvale Station. And like I was ready for something like super revolutionary. And then the opening sequence in Black Panther is set in like a Oakland, California housing complex, housing project. And I thought, wow, like maybe like the entire Black Panther is just gonna be like this super gritty Oakland saga. But then when you progress through the movie, then you gotta, there's kind of, it uses a lot of the same like blockbuster techniques. You gotta have the big music score. Like they had so much good hip hop, but then it would break up. There's like so much good hip hop in the score, but then they would break that up with like the epic trumpets and and all that to like add gravity. And you expand the world and you go into Wakanda, and there's all this like grandeur, and there's all these like classically trained actors delivering lines and stuff. And then it started in Oakland, and I would have been totally fine with like just staying in Oakland the whole time. And then it just kind of expanded into this like grand Marvel masterpiece. But like, it was just kind of disappointing that it just kind of succumbed to the same beats. Whereas some people think of it as like a singular work, but really it uses a lot of the same beats.
Don't like Marvel movies kind of cycle through the same like directors or something? Is that so true?
Yeah. And some of them, like, it's good because they do imprint their style. But at the same time, when they imprint their style, there is a formula that they always go back to. Yeah, I don't know. They're all good directors. It's like you get like a good director that's made like solid sci-fi back in the day, when like a bigger budget sci-fi was, you could still make. You get one of those guys, and then you have them you just offer them like a crazy sum of money, and then they have the right taste to make the movie successful.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. They're always like a good watch. It's just, yeah. How many of these can we do? And it seems like, I don't know, I guess audiences are fine settling for that. And like kind of getting their back rubbed on the whole like Easter egg stuff.
Oh my God, it's blah, blah, blah. It's, oh my God, what's that mystery we're going to find out in the next movie?
Yeah. Oh, in the Guardians of the Galaxy, he said this. I don't know.
Call back.
Yeah, that's a callback to, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. That phrase escaped me, but yeah, callback. It's perfect.
What's your staple food? I've been waiting 2 weeks to hear this.
Well, mine's a movie, actually. And
Uh,
it's funny because we talk about how there's this kind of formula. And so it's almost like this filmmaker knows how to manipulate audiences in his own way. It's the movie Parasite, directed by Bong Joon-ho. Have you heard of Parasite?
no, I saw that was a Joyce Twitter update, but I've never heard of Parasite or whatever.
Parasite is an incredible movie. It's probably one of the most incredible movies I've ever seen. And in the past, like 5-10 years, it's like perfect, pretty much. I mean, the first 2/3, a lot of watching the first 2/3, my jaw was just like hitting the floor. It was like, oh my god, like he is in the zone. He knows exactly what choices to make. Every single scene, everything is just hitting the right note. It's it's just perfect. It was just crazy.
You give me like a spoiler-free plot outline.
Yeah, it's well, South Korea is also hit with a lot of income inequality, and that's kind of their that's kind of what's seizing their moment right now. And a lot of his movies tackle that. So I feel like you would like a lot of Bong Joon Ho movies. Um, like, I mean, you've probably seen like Snowpiercer on Netflix, like little ads for it, or maybe while you're like browsing Netflix. Snowpiercer is an old Bong Joon Ho income inequality movie. It was like his first movie with mostly English actors.
So it's about income inequality.
Yeah, and then he had another movie, Okja. You might have seen Okja on Netflix. OKJA. Does it ring a bell? No.
Awesome.
Um. So so I mean, those are kind of his two big American movies: Snowpiercer, Okja. Um. Previously, The Host was a really good Korean horror, and this year, Parasite. It's a Korean movie. Well, he's a Korean director. All Korean actors. It won the top prize at the Cannes Film Festival, and it's about a poor family that is like really smart and cunning, and they find ways to take advantage of this super wealthy family. And that's all I'll tell you.
Wait, I'm looking at. Well, I looked up Parasite on Google. It has a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's just beyond that. Like, oh my god! Like, I'm sure there are other movies that have gotten 100. Like, the thing about Rotten Tomatoes is like, my thing on Rotten Tomatoes is if you get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, that could mean that like 100% of the critics at least gave you like a B. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But like, this is like A plus. It was nuts. And usually these movies where it's like, oh, like the film community is giving it the highest praise, they're usually like tough watches, and they're usually like ask a lot out of you, and they ask you to really like sit up in your seat and lean forward and interpret. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
This is like just pure popcorn movie. It's like so much fun to watch, but it also has so much depth, so much like character depth. Um, but the pacing, the style, it's like quick. So it's like it fits kind of that modern um, Marvel audience, and like a lot of his movies kind of have like a high entertainment value, but he just does so much with like the craft and the like editing and uh, composition choices and camera movement choices uh, that just kind of pleases everyone. It pleases like people that like nerd out over the craft of filmmaking. It pleases people who just are more into like plot and story, and it's just really funny, and all the characters, all like the way they deliver all their lines, it's just like pitch perfect. He's just in the zone. It's like this is his seventh movie, and like everything just completely fell into place. It was, yeah, you have to go see it.
Because he gave this movie such great praise, I do have to see it. I'm kind of scared because it's like when a movie is rated that high, I'm like, oh,
What
personal
with
expectations.
yeah, like is it gonna meet my expectations now? But like all I've been hearing were like amazing things about it for the past month or so, and then it finally came out in the US. And I was like, all right, we'll see. Because I knew that he's kind of popcorny, and like Okja was fine, Snowpiercer was fine, but there's kind of like a blockbusterness to it where like there's like a high art to it, but it's not like always like a super film nerdy high art. But this movie, it just like fused it all together. Like my mouth was just open for sequences, just in shock. Like he's doing this. It's like oh my god.
Where can I find this movie?
I went to the Embarcadero Center Cinema. Just you got to reserve
Might
your
have to
ticket.
just watch this by myself.
Yeah, well, if you go to the Embarcadero Center, try to get a showing that's in Theater 5, and then you can get like a lazy boy chair, a recliner. Theater 5.
That reminds me of our Forbidden Rice episode where like you can't recline the chair too far back because you'll be too sleepy.
But this one, it's not an art movie. It is an art movie, but it isn't. It's just so entertaining. There's so much class commentary that's so humanized, and it's just amazing. Like it's just yeah. Where no matter how far you lean back, it'll keep you awake because it's like a thriller too.
Well, because you said it, or so you said this movie is about income inequality.
Yeah, and it's just so beautiful how he uh, characterizes both families, every character in both families. He just does it so well. The way he portrays them, the different ticks he gives them, like every character is just fully realized. It's like family four, and then it's two families of four, and all eight of them, just incredible.
Well, because you said the words income inequality and class commentary, I'm
Like
gonna get
Joyce probably would go see it again with you. I'll probably go see it again with you. Like, let's go, man. Let's go.
okay. I have to go find it.
You should watch Snowpiercer. It's on Netflix. Same director. Because that's an income inequality movie. It's a very, very. It's a much more direct sci-fi dystopian allegory, whereas this one's just more contemporary.
Wow.
I think,
I've never heard of this director. I'll definitely have to look into the work.
yeah. I mean, as a class income inequality guy, he's always hitting on that, especially because it's big in South Korea right now. You should try Snowpiercer. I mean, even if you are kind of lukewarm on Snowpiercer, that shouldn't keep you from going to see Parasite.
Snowpiercer received universal acclaim.
All right, yeah, we both want to go see it again. Let's all go see it.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah, and then maybe we could just talk more about it in the future and record our conversation. And yeah, I don't know, maybe something like this will just save movies, make people realize that
Wow.
you don't need people in capes to captivate audiences.
I feel like all of our staple foods topics have just nicely and coincidentally flowed into one another.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's set up a date because we want to go see it again, anyways.
Wow, was that good? Okay, wow. Okay. Did you know that I've never seen a movie in theaters more than once, except for Avatar? But I was dragged along for that.
Oh man. Yeah, it's usually those big blockbusters. Like I think I saw. I mean, obviously it's faulty, but I saw The Dark Knight Rises twice in theaters.
Hmm. Wait, what do you mean faulty?
The Dark Knight Rises. It's just like kind of the plot is just like incredulous. It's just like it's kind of ridiculous, I guess, and the some of the like the line delivery.
Is that the first one or the second one?
It's the third one.
Okay,
that,
wow. I'm screwed up.
and that's actually also that was also kind of made in the the Occupy Wall Street era, and like yeah, so that had a lot of like the working class taking over, and that kind of was a little. It was a little the politics was a little like hazy. It was kind of hard to really read what he felt.
We'll have to do
like,
that.
Occupy Wall Street characters in The Dark Knight Rises were like just like pure anarchists, which is like not actually true. And then like the wealthy were, I don't know. I guess it was a little more sympathetic towards the wealthy than towards like the populist. All right. Is there anything else you want to comment on?
No, but I'm excited about this movie.
Yes. Let's go again. Let's go as soon as possible.
No, I definitely have to check it out. And we should definitely have an episode where we just talk about it. Dissection and analysis.
Yeah. All right. Signing off. Have a good work week, Vincent Louis.
Thank you. Have a great